Chelsea thrash Juventus to reach Champions League knockout stages in style. Chelsea produced a dominant display to hammer Juventus 4-0 at Stamford Bridge on Tuesday night, moving to the top of Group H and booking their spot in the knockout stages. The Blues looked every bit the reigning champions in the competition as they brushed aside the Italian giants with a minimum of fuss, much like they did to Leicester City in the Premier League at the weekend. Trevoh Chalobah opened the scoring with a smart finish as the ball dropped to him from a corner on 25 minutes. Reece James continues his fine goal-scoring form this season on 55 minutes when he produced an excellent finish himself, drilling the ball past Wojciech Szczesny from the right side of the penalty box. The Blues were purring by this point and just 3 minutes later it was 3-0 as Callum Hudson-Odoi was played in by Ruben Loftus-Cheek to round off a superb team goal. Substitute Timo Werner returned from a hamstring injury to come on in the second half and rounded off the scoring in stoppage time as he swept home an impressive square ball from Hakim Ziyech. There was some bad news for Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel as N'Golo Kante limped off in the first half and Ben Chilwell did the same in the second. Neither looked terribly serious, but both will be a concern for the German boss ahead of the clash with Manchester United on Sunday at Stamford Bridge. Romelu Lukaku was back on the bench after an ankle injury but was not called upon. It could have been very different if it were not for veteran defender Thiago Silva who produced a monumental clearance, denying former Chelsea man Alvaro Morata a goal against his old club. The Spaniard dinked the ball over the onrushing Edouard Mendy half an hour in, with Chelsea just 1-0 up, but the 37-year-old still had the pace to sprint back and clear the ball away on the stretch. Chelsea have now almost guaranteed top spot in Group H with a game to spare, just needing to match Juventus' result in their last match. Chelsea go to Zenit St. Petersburg on 8 December while host Malmö on the same date. Thomas Tuchel confirms Ben Chilwell and N'Golo Kante suffered knee injuries in Chelsea win over Juventus. Chelsea enjoyed a fantastic 4-0 win over Juventus in the Champions League on Tuesday night, but it was marred by both N'Golo Kante and Ben Chilwell suffering knee injuries. Goals from Trevoh Chalobah, Reece James, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Timo Werner gave the Blues the resounding win at Stamford Bridge, but manager Thomas Tuchel was hit with some bad news as well. Kante limped off in the first half, replaced by Ruben Loftus-Cheek, while Chilwell looked in more pain in the second half as he was helped off the field, replaced by Cesar Azpilicueta. Tuchel could clearly not go into too much detail immediately after the match, but confirmed that they were concerning knee injuries for the midfielder and the left back. Chilwell has a sharp pain in the knee, unfortunately N'Golo as well. He twisted his knee a little bit, Tuchel told BT Sport. I can tell you more tomorrow, they will both be examined. That was the only two things that were very sad because N'Golo was again fantastic until the moment he went off. Chile is in a fantastic moment, so important for him personally, so strong. Let's hope for the best. Both Chilwell and Kante have been in fine form for the Blues in recent weeks and will be big losses if they are to miss the upcoming matches. Chelsea host Manchester United on Sunday in the Premier League, followed by a trip to Watford and West Ham visiting Stamford Bridge. Leonardo Bonucci admits Chelsea caused Juventus so many problems in Champions League thrashing. Leonardo Bonucci admits Chelsea caused Juventus so many problems in their 4-0 defeat on Tuesday evening. Chelsea have now secured their place in the Champions League knockout stage and are on course to finish top of Group H ahead of Juve. And Bonucci has urged his teammates to learn lessons from their humbling against the Champions League holders. It's a heavy defeat, certainly. We have to take the lesson that against these teams you must always go at 1,000 km/h, because the moment you slow it down, they punish you, Bonucci told Sky Sport Italia. We tried in the second half to close down their moves down the flanks, but we weren't focused enough on those two balls they put in from wide. It is important we learn the lessons from this game, which is that against these teams you cannot lower your intensity or concentration for a moment. We conceded the first goal from a corner, it might have been handball. We should have controlled it better in the second half, as they caused us so many problems. The Premier League has 7, 8, 9 teams competing for the title every season, and they are also therefore challenging to go all the way in the Champions League. We need to take the right lessons from this game and be ready to take it going forward. You have to be 100% physically and psychologically for every moment in these games, otherwise you will be punished. We qualified for the round of 16, that was the first objective and we achieved it. Now we look forward. Chelsea star Edouard Mendy is the best keeper in the world, claims Willy Caballero. Willy Caballero believes his former Chelsea teammate Edouard Mendy is currently the best goalkeeper in world football. Mendy arrived at Chelsea from French club Rennes at the start of last season to provide stronger competition for the then number 1 keeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. However, the Senegal international has since firmly cemented himself as Thomas Tuchel's first-choice stopper after putting in several man-of-the-match performances, most recently in Chelsea's 1-0 Premier League win over Brentford last month. The Blues have conceded just 4 goals in their opening 12 top-flight matches so far this term, the lowest number by any team in the league, with Mendy playing a huge part in their defensive success. And Caballero, who played alongside Mendy at Chelsea last season, believes that the 29-year-old has been the best goalkeeper in the world for some time now. I believe strongly that Edmendy is the best goalkeeper in the world. Last year and at the moment this year he is the best, he told BBC Radio 5 Live. As he arrived last season in training, I saw an amazingly talented goalkeeper in terms of power, in terms of speed, he is so fast when diving. He has very long arms and everyone wants that as a goalkeeper. He is showing in every single game that he is calm and he is improving with his feet, he is playing very well in the build-up. He is winning points for Chelsea, not just last season but this season too. He is enjoying performing at this level and keeping clean sheets. The former Manchester City goalkeeper also revealed a message he gave to Mendy during his last campaign at Stamford Bridge. I spoke with him last season and I told him, for me you are the best goalkeeper at the moment but you have to keep doing it for longer. Next season and next season and next season, he added. Because you have only shown for one season what you are able to do, and he is doing really well. Barcelona identify Chelsea stars Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech as January alternatives to Raheem Sterling. Barcelona have inquired into the availability of Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech as the club consider alternatives to Manchester City's Raheem Sterling. Xavi has made reinforcing his attacking options a priority heading into the January transfer window. But Barcelona's dire financial situation means the club will be limited to loan signings for the time being. The La Liga giants are keen to bring Sterling to the Camp Nou, but City are understood to value their forward at £45 million. Barcelona are also in a position where they must avoid loan deals that include an obligation to buy next summer. The club therefore been considering moves for players who are not playing regularly for their current clubs and prepared to make offers that include only the option to make the deal permanent. ESPN report Werner and Ziyech are 2 players Barcelona have made approaches for ahead of the winter window. Werner has scored just twice this season after a difficult debut campaign last term. The Germany international has started just 6 games in all competitions, missing the last 5 through injury. Ziyech has started just 2 of Chelsea's 11 Premier League games this season and would appear to be furthest down the pecking order at Stamford Bridge. Barcelona are also familiar with the Morocco international, having scouted him extensively prior to his move to Stamford Bridge in 2019. Mason Mount opens up on difficult summer with England and where he could still improve. Chelsea star Mason Mount admits England's painful Euro 2020 defeat to Italy took a little while to get over, physically and mentally. Mount has established himself as a key figure at both club and international level over the last 2 years and made 5 appearances as Gareth Southgate's men made it all the way to the final. The 22-year-old had missed England's earlier wins over the Czech Republic and Germany after coming into contact with Scotland's Billy Gilmour, who tested positive for COVID-19 but returned to the fold and started at Wembley. However, Mount's tournament ended in disappointment as the Three Lions were beaten by Roberto Mancini's Italy via a nail-biting penalty shootout, and the campaign clearly took its toll on the young midfielder. Speaking to French publication L'Équipe, Mount explained how he had to put the loss to the back of his mind, while stepping up preparations for the 2021-22 back at Chelsea. After the Champions League victory I quickly switched to Euro 2020, which did not end as we had hoped, he said. This is football. Sometimes you get very high, but suddenly you can go very low. After the Euros I thought about it defeat in the final for several days. It took me a little while to get over it physically and mentally. We had a short vacation and then we had to follow up with Chelsea's preseason, putting all that in the back of my mind to get off to a better start. Mount regularly studies his game to look for possible improvements and hopes to better his tally when it comes to direct goal contributions. In 1 year, I have improved a lot and gained confidence in myself, he added. As I have gained more experience in the Premier League I have realized that I could do great things. Also, I often take time to study my game and think about how I could improve. I must not let 3 or 4 games go by without being involved in a goal. In the Premier League you often only have a chance or 2 to score per game and I must miss as little as possible. I have to better analyze the matches to put my teammates in the best possible condition, in order to help them score. If you end a season with more than 10 goals and more than 10 assists it means that you have had a huge influence. Afterwards, as my father always told me, a good offensive player also has to do the dirty work, which is to contribute from a defensive perspective.
That is all just new today. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.